I still remember it clearly. I still remember it clearly. A few years ago, I had a simple morning routine. I boiled 2 eggs every day, convinced that I was giving my body the very best start for long-term health. After all, for decades we were told that eggs were the king of protein, the ultimate food for strength and energy. But then came a routine checkup that completely changed my perspective. The doctor looked straight at me and asked a question I wasn't expecting. "Are you sure you're getting enough protein to maintain your muscles?" I laughed, a bit proud of myself, and replied, "Of course, I eat eggs every day." To my surprise, he shook his head. That moment opened my eyes to a truth I had never considered. Eggs, while healthy, only contain about 13 grams of protein per 100 grams. That's not bad, but it's far from the most efficient source. Out there exist foods with 4 to 5 times more protein, and shockingly, most people over 60 have no idea they exist. The danger is silent, but real. Without enough protein, our muscles waste away, our steps grow slower, our legs weaker, and the risk of falls increases dramatically. That is why today I want to share with you the top 10 foods that contain more protein than eggs, ranked from number 10 all the way to number 1. The very same food scientists are now researching to help stroke survivors rebuild muscle. Every fact is backed by published studies, and what you'll discover may completely change the way you think about protein and aging. Food number 10 is something you've probably seen many times, but never realized just how much strength it could give you. Number 10, Greek yogurt. Non-fat, strained, and surprisingly powerful. Most of us have heard that Greek yogurt is a healthy choice, yet very few older adults truly recognize how much protein it delivers, especially the non-fat triple-strained version. Per 100 grams, this variety contains about 10.3 grams of protein, compared to just 6.3 grams in a boiled egg. That means nearly double the protein, without the added fat that often comes with other dairy products. What makes Greek yogurt so different lies in its preparation. Unlike regular yogurt, it is strained not once, not twice, but 3 times to remove much of the liquid whey and lactose. The result is a thick, creamy texture that is not only delicious, but also easier to digest, even for those with mild lactose sensitivity. Beyond taste and texture, the benefits for muscle health are impressive. A 2020 study published in Nutrients showed that seniors who consumed at least 20 grams of dairy-based protein daily preserved 25% more muscle mass over 12 weeks, particularly when combined with simple walking routines. This isn't just a small improvement, it's measurable protection against the muscle loss that naturally comes with aging. Adding Greek yogurt into your diet is simple. Choose the plain, non-fat kind to avoid added sugars or artificial flavorings. For an extra boost, stir in a spoonful of ground flax seeds, fresh berries, or blend it into your morning smoothie. It also works well as a savory dip or as the base for a creamy, protein-rich dressing. Small, consistent choices like this can make a significant difference in maintaining strength and independence as we age. Coming in at number 9 is a food you probably already have in your kitchen, often sitting unnoticed in a jar or a bag: cooked chickpeas. Per 100 grams, chickpeas provide about 11.2 grams of protein, already surpassing eggs when it comes to supporting muscle health. But what makes chickpeas truly valuable is that they bring more than just protein. Unlike eggs, chickpeas are also packed with dietary fiber, a nutrient essential for digestion, blood sugar control, and reducing inflammation, all of which play a critical role in protecting muscle mass as we age. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition revealed that older adults who replaced part of their animal protein intake with plant-based sources, like legumes, experienced up to 26% less muscle loss over time. The key reasons are lower inflammation and the promotion of healthier gut bacteria, both of which legumes naturally support. Beyond that, chickpeas are a rich source of magnesium, an essential mineral for proper muscle contraction, energy production, and faster recovery. Without enough magnesium, muscles tire easily, tighten, and weaken, making daily movement more difficult. To unlock the full benefits, it's best to soak chickpeas overnight before cooking. This step softens them, improves digestibility, and boosts the amount of nutrients your body can absorb. Once cooked, chickpeas become incredibly versatile. You can blend them into a creamy hummus with olive oil and lemon juice, roast them for a crunchy, high-protein snack, or stir them into hearty soups, stews, and curries. With every serving, you're not just nourishing your body, you're actively protecting your strength and independence. At number 8, we have a small but mighty grain that many people walk right past in the store without realizing its power: cooked quinoa. Once prepared, quinoa provides about 14 grams of protein per 100 grams, and unlike most plant foods, it is considered a complete protein, meaning it naturally contains all 9 essential amino acids your body cannot produce on its own. This makes quinoa especially effective for muscle recovery, repair, and growth, a feature that sets it apart from common grains like rice or oats. One amino acid in quinoa deserves special mention: lysine. Lysine is vital for muscle repair, calcium absorption, and even collagen production, all of which become more important as we age. A 2022 study published in Nutrients found that older adults who added quinoa to their daily meals improved their leg strength by 9% within just 8 weeks compared to a control group eating plain white rice. That's a significant improvement from such a simple dietary change. To get the most out of quinoa, soak it overnight before cooking. This process helps reduce compounds like saponins that can interfere with nutrient absorption and boosts the body's ability to use its protein efficiently. When cooking, swap plain water for bone broth or low-sodium vegetable stock to add extra minerals, and consider adding spices like turmeric and black pepper for an anti-inflammatory boost. Quinoa is also highly versatile. It works beautifully in warm grain bowls, hearty salads, savory breakfasts, or as a base for veggie stir-fries. Top it with mushrooms, leafy greens, or even a soft-boiled egg for a nutrient-packed, protein-rich meal. Just 3/4 of a cup per day, eaten consistently, can noticeably enhance muscle recovery, energy levels, and overall vitality. At number 7, we find a small snack often overlooked but packed with extraordinary power: pumpkin seeds. With 19 grams of protein per 100 grams, pumpkin seeds deliver nearly twice the amount of protein you'd get from the same serving of eggs. But their benefits don't stop at protein alone. These tiny seeds are loaded with 3 essential minerals that many older adults are deficient in: magnesium, iron, and zinc. Each of these plays a vital role in keeping muscles strong and resilient. Magnesium supports proper muscle contractions and helps prevent painful cramps, while iron ensures that your muscles receive the oxygen they need to perform and recover. Zinc, on the other hand, is essential for repairing muscle tissue and keeping recovery processes running smoothly. Without these minerals, even a high-protein diet can fall short, because your body simply can't use protein efficiently if the supporting nutrients are missing. The science behind pumpkin seeds is just as impressive. A study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food showed that daily consumption of pumpkin seeds reduced muscle inflammation by up to 38% in older adults within only 12 weeks. That means they don't just help maintain muscle, they actively reverse some of the hidden inflammation that contributes to muscle breakdown over time. To maximize their benefits, choose raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds to avoid unnecessary sodium or processing. Sprinkle them over Greek yogurt, toss them into smoothies, or grind them into a creamy, nutty-tasting seed butter that's both delicious and protein-rich. You can also add them to salads or baked goods for extra crunch. Incorporating pumpkin seeds regularly is a simple, natural way to strengthen your muscles, reduce inflammation, and give your body the minerals it needs to use protein effectively. In the number 6 spot, we have a food often found on athletes' menus but strangely forgotten by many older adults: tempeh. With 20 grams of protein per 100 grams, tempeh far surpasses eggs in terms of protein density. But what truly sets it apart isn't just the number, it's how that protein is delivered. Unlike tofu, which is made from soy milk, tempeh is created from whole soybeans that have been fermented, and this process changes everything. Fermentation makes tempeh easier to digest, especially for older adults, while also unlocking extra nutrients that protect muscle tissue from age-related decline. Tempeh provides all 9 essential amino acids, making it a complete protein source your muscles can directly use to repair and grow. Even more importantly, it is naturally rich in leucine, the amino acid most responsible for triggering muscle growth. This is particularly critical after age 60, when the body's response to protein becomes less efficient and more leucine is required to spark muscle synthesis. But the benefits don't end there. Because of its fermentation, tempeh also delivers probiotics, beneficial bacteria that improve gut health. A healthy gut microbiome directly influences how well your body absorbs and utilizes protein. A major study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors with more diverse gut bacteria maintained 18% more lean muscle mass over a year compared to those with poor gut health, even if both groups consumed similar amounts of protein. That means Tempeh doesn't just feed your muscles. It gives your gut the tools to make the most of every gram of protein you eat. In the kitchen, Tempeh is incredibly versatile. Slice it thin and pan-sear it with tamari or apple cider vinegar for a savory flavor, crumble it into stir-fries or layer it into sandwiches and salads. With its firm texture and nutty taste, tempeh is one of the best plant-based alternatives to meat, providing both strength and satisfaction in every bite. At number 5, we come to a true nutritional powerhouse that looks nothing like traditional food, spirulina. For every 100 grams, this deep green algae delivers an astonishing 29 grams of protein, nearly 3 times the amount you'd get from eggs. Even more impressive, studies show that up to 85% of spirulina's protein is bioavailable, meaning your body can absorb and use it more efficiently than many animal-based proteins. And because spirulina contains all 9 essential amino acids, including a generous supply of leucine, it sends a clear signal to aging muscles. It's time to rebuild and grow stronger. But spirulina's benefits go far beyond protein. One of the silent enemies of muscle health in seniors is chronic low-grade inflammation, which slows down repair and accelerates muscle loss. Spirulina contains a unique compound called phycocyanin, a natural pigment protein complex that has been shown to fight inflammation at the cellular level. In fact, a 2022 study published in Nutrients found that spirulina supplementation lowered C-reactive protein, CRP, a key inflammation marker, by 32%. At the same time, spirulina helps increase nitric oxide levels in the body, improving blood flow so nutrients can reach and repair muscle fibers more effectively. The best part? You don't need huge amounts to see results. Just 1 teaspoon of spirulina powder daily, used consistently, can support noticeable improvements in muscle strength, energy, and recovery within weeks. Incorporating it into your diet is simple. Blend it into smoothies with banana and spinach, stir it gently into warm oatmeal, or mix it into homemade energy balls with nuts and dates for a portable protein-packed snack. Though small in size, spirulina offers big advantages, making it a smart, science-backed ally for anyone looking to stay strong and active well into their 60s and beyond. Number 4 on our list is a food that has been gaining attention among nutritionists but is still underappreciated by most older adults: hemp seeds. Per 100 grams, hemp seeds provide around 35 grams of protein, putting them far ahead of eggs and many other plant-based foods. What makes them truly remarkable is that they are a complete protein source, delivering all 9 essential amino acids in the right proportions your body needs to repair and build muscle. Even quinoa, often celebrated for being a complete protein, does not match hemp's amino acid balance quite as precisely. Why does this matter so much after the age of 60? As we grow older, our bodies naturally become more resistant to protein absorption. This means that simply eating more protein isn't always enough. The quality and completeness of the protein become even more critical. A 2021 review in Frontiers in Nutrition revealed that seniors who consumed complete plant proteins like hemp retained more muscle mass, recovered more quickly after exercise, and reported lower fatigue compared to those relying on incomplete protein sources. Hemp's amino acid profile, especially its richness in arginine and leucine, makes it especially effective for signaling muscle protein synthesis, the process by which the body repairs and grows muscle fibers. But hemp seeds don't just stop at protein. They are also an excellent source of omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids in an ideal ratio, something that most modern diets lack. Among these is gamma-linolenic acid, GLA, a unique fatty acid shown to support joint health, reduce chronic inflammation, and even improve mental clarity. For older adults, these benefits are crucial. Healthy joints keep you moving. Reduced inflammation protects muscle tissue, and improved brain function supports overall quality of life. Hemp seeds are also rich in vitamin E, magnesium, phosphorus, and potassium, all essential for maintaining muscle contractions, energy production, and cardiovascular health. Incorporating hemp seeds into your diet is simple and enjoyable. Unlike some high-protein foods that can be heavy or hard to digest, hemp seeds have a mild, nutty flavor and a soft texture that blends seamlessly into many dishes. You can sprinkle a spoonful over warm vegetables, stir them into oatmeal, mix them into smoothies, or add them to salads for an easy protein boost. They can also be blended into sauces, dips, or even baked into bread and muffins without altering the flavor too much. Because hemp seeds are gentle on the digestive system, they are especially suitable for older adults who may have sensitive stomachs or difficulty tolerating heavier protein sources. One important tip: avoid cooking hemp seeds over high heat. Their delicate oils can break down and lose their nutritional power when exposed to high temperatures. Instead, enjoy them raw or add them to foods after cooking to preserve their benefits. Just 2 to 3 tablespoons a day is enough to provide a noticeable boost in protein, healthy fats, and anti-inflammatory compounds. In short, hemp seeds are not only a plant-based powerhouse of protein, but also a nutrient-rich superfood that supports muscle, joints, heart, and brain health all at once. By making them a regular part of your diet, you're not just adding protein, you're giving your body the tools it needs to age with strength, energy, and resilience. At number 3, we arrive at one of the most surprising protein sources of all: seitan. Sometimes called wheat meat, seitan is made from vital wheat gluten, the main protein found in wheat. It may not look like much at first glance, but in terms of protein density, it is a heavyweight contender. Per 100 grams, seitan delivers an incredible 39 grams of protein, putting it on par with some of the leanest cuts of meat, but without the saturated fat, cholesterol, or heaviness that often accompanies animal products. For those seeking strength and muscle support after 60, seitan represents an almost unmatched opportunity. What makes seitan especially impressive is not just its protein quantity, but its digestibility. During its preparation, most of the starch and fiber from wheat are washed away, leaving behind a highly concentrated form of protein. This makes it far easier for the digestive system, particularly an aging digestive system, to absorb and use. As we age, our stomach acid production decreases, our enzymes become less efficient, and our ability to break down complex foods diminishes. For this reason, seniors often struggle to extract enough nutrients from dense animal proteins like beef or pork. Seitan, however, provides protein in a simplified form, allowing the body to absorb it quickly and efficiently without unnecessary strain. The science backs up its value. A 2022 study published in Clinical Nutrition ESPN showed that seniors who included plant-based protein isolates like seitan in their daily diets retained 21% more lean muscle over time compared to those eating a more traditional mixed diet of animal and plant proteins. This finding underscores an important point: high-quality, concentrated plant proteins are not just alternatives to meat. They can, in many cases, outperform meat in supporting muscle retention and recovery. Seitan also has additional health advantages for older adults. Because it is naturally low in fat and carbohydrates, it can help manage weight, blood sugar, and cholesterol levels. This makes it especially useful for individuals with diabetes, heart concerns, or those looking to reduce inflammation in the body. Unlike red meat, which can trigger inflammatory responses and slow digestion, seitan provides clean, efficient protein power without the metabolic downsides. In the kitchen, seitan is one of the most versatile plant-based proteins available. Unlike tofu or tempeh, which have softer textures, seitan has a chewy, satisfying, meat-like bite that makes it a natural substitute in countless recipes. You can slice it into stir-fries, pan-sear it with garlic and olive oil, grill it into savory strips, or roast it with marinades for a plant-based barbecue that feels hearty and indulgent. Its ability to absorb flavors makes it ideal for bold seasonings. Soy sauce, smoky paprika, ginger, or citrus-based marinades all transform it into a delicious main dish. To further enhance its nutritional impact, pair seitan with vitamin C-rich vegetables like bell peppers, kale, or broccoli. Why? Because seitan, like many plant-based proteins, contains non-heme iron, which is absorbed more efficiently in the presence of vitamin C. This simple combination ensures that your body not only gets the protein it needs, but also the iron required for strong, oxygen-rich muscles. For older adults, this is particularly important because iron deficiency can lead to fatigue, weakness, and slower recovery. For anyone skeptical about plant proteins, seitan is proof that you don't need to rely solely on meat to build and preserve muscle. Its protein density rivals that of chicken breast or fish, yet it is easier to digest and carries none of the risks associated with high intakes of saturated fats. For individuals over 60 who are fighting to maintain strength, mobility, and independence, seitan offers both practicality and performance. In summary, seitan is not just another plant-based option. It is one of the most concentrated and effective protein sources available. By working it into your meals a few times a week, you can give your body a steady supply of high-quality protein that is easy to digest, supports lean muscle, and fits seamlessly into a balanced, anti-inflammatory lifestyle. In other words, this humble wheat-based food might just be one of the strongest allies for healthy aging that too few people know about. At number 2, we find a food that might surprise you, not because it is exotic or unusual, but because it is already well known and yet so underestimated for its protein power: Parmesan cheese. This hard-aged Italian cheese is more than just a flavorful topping for pasta. It is a nutritional powerhouse that delivers an impressive 42 grams of protein per 100 grams, putting it far ahead of eggs, surpassing most cuts of beef, and offering more than double the protein of milk or cottage cheese. But the real magic of Parmesan lies not just in its quantity of protein, but in how easily your body can use it. Parmesan cheese is aged for anywhere from 12 to 36 months. During this time, the proteins within the cheese naturally break down into smaller peptides and free-form amino acids. This process essentially pre-digests the protein, making it far easier for the body to absorb and utilize. For older adults, this is incredibly important. As we age, our digestive efficiency decreases, stomach acid levels fall, enzyme production slows, and it becomes harder to fully break down protein from foods like meat. Parmesan bypasses many of these obstacles by delivering amino acids in a form that is ready to be absorbed almost immediately. A 2019 study published in Nutrients confirmed this unique advantage, showing that older adults absorbed amino acids from aged cheeses like Parmesan nearly 30% more efficiently than from meat. In practical terms, this means you get more usable protein per bite of Parmesan than you would from a steak or chicken breast of the same weight. This efficiency is vital when trying to prevent sarcopenia, the gradual, age-related loss of muscle mass and strength. Parmesan is also rich in leucine, the amino acid most directly responsible for triggering muscle protein synthesis. Just 30 grams of Parmesan contains more than 1.5 grams of leucine, which is enough to reach the minimum threshold needed to stimulate muscle repair and growth. This makes Parmesan not only a convenient protein source, but also a functional one, actively working to preserve strength and independence in later years. Beyond protein, Parmesan provides other valuable nutrients for aging well. It is naturally high in calcium and phosphorus, both essential for bone health. Strong bones and strong muscles go hand in hand. Without one, the other cannot fully function. It also contains vitamin A and vitamin B12, which support immune health and energy production. Despite its richness, Parmesan is surprisingly low in lactose, making it digestible for many people with mild lactose intolerance. In terms of practicality, Parmesan is one of the easiest foods to add into your daily routine. You don't need to eat large amounts to reap the benefits. Just a few tablespoons of freshly grated Parmesan sprinkled over roasted vegetables, soups, omelets, or whole grain bowls can deliver a meaningful protein boost. Light heating releases its aroma and flavor, which can help stimulate appetite, something many older adults struggle with. And because Parmesan is so flavorful, a little goes a long way, reducing the risk of overconsumption while still providing all its muscle-supporting benefits. It's also worth noting that Parmesan is highly versatile. You can shave it over salads, melt it into savory dishes, or even pair it with fruit and nuts for a nutrient-dense snack. Unlike some other protein-rich foods that require preparation, cooking, or chewing effort, Parmesan is simple, convenient, and satisfying. For older adults who may have difficulty chewing tougher meats or who need quick, digestible protein, it is a perfect choice. In summary, Parmesan cheese is not just a flavorful addition to your meals. It is a scientifically proven, highly efficient protein source that supports both muscles and bones. Thanks to its unique aging process, it provides protein in a form that aging bodies can easily digest and use, while also supplying key nutrients that protect strength and vitality. By adding even small amounts of Parmesan into your diet, you can take a powerful step toward maintaining muscle mass, preventing frailty, and enjoying a longer, stronger, and more independent life. Finally, at number 1, we reach a food that very few people over 60 have even heard of: yet it may be the single most powerful protein source available: dried fish powder. Unlike supplements or heavily processed protein isolates, dried fish powder is made by simply dehydrating lean fish such as cod or pollock until all the water is removed. What remains is a fine, concentrated powder that is almost pure protein. The result is staggering. Per 100 grams, dried fish powder provides around 63 grams of protein. That is nearly 5 times the protein content of eggs, more than chicken breast, and even higher than most whey-based supplements. The reason this matters so much for older adults is that the protein in dried fish powder is not only dense, but also highly bioavailable. Because the dehydration process preserves essential amino acids while removing water and bulk, the proteins are left in a form that the body can absorb quickly and efficiently. This means your muscles can begin using the protein for repair and growth almost immediately after consumption. For seniors struggling with muscle loss, slow recovery, or limited appetite, this speed and efficiency can make a world of difference. The science behind dried fish powder is impressive. A 2020 clinical study published in Clinical Nutrition followed seniors who consumed dried cod powder daily without changing their exercise routines. In just 10 weeks, participants gained 19% more lean muscle mass compared to those who did not include the powder in their diets. No pills, no extreme workouts, just high-quality, concentrated protein added consistently to their meals. One of the standout features of dried fish powder is its leucine content. Leucine is the amino acid that acts as the switch to trigger muscle protein synthesis, the process that tells the body to build new muscle. Research from Harvard has shown that most older adults fail to consume enough leucine in their regular diets, which is one reason sarcopenia progresses so quickly. Just 25 grams of dried fish powder provides over 3 grams of leucine, well above the threshold needed to activate muscle growth. For seniors, this is not just helpful, it's therapeutic. Beyond muscle health, dried fish powder also delivers other benefits. It is naturally rich in calcium, phosphorus, and trace minerals essential for bone strength and nerve function. Because it is made from lean fish, it contains very little fat, making it a clean, concentrated source of protein without unnecessary calories. Unlike fresh fish, it does not spoil quickly, making it a practical, long-lasting option for those who may not cook frequently. Another key advantage is its convenience. Dried fish powder does not require chewing, which is a major barrier for many older adults dealing with dental problems, swallowing difficulties, or reduced appetite. Instead, it can be stirred easily into soups, stews, mashed vegetables, or even savory oatmeal, disappearing into the meal while quietly delivering a huge boost of protein. For caregivers or family members trying to improve the nutrition of aging loved ones, this makes it a simple and effective tool. Of course, quality matters. Not all dried fish powders are created equal. To maximize the benefits, it's important to choose a food-grade version made from clean, lean fish, free from added salt, artificial flavors, or preservatives. This ensures that you are getting the full therapeutic effect without unnecessary additives that could harm long-term health. What makes dried fish powder especially exciting is its potential use in clinical settings. Scientists are now studying its role in helping stroke survivors and older patients rebuild muscle more effectively. Because it is easy to digest, nutrient-dense, and rapidly absorbed, it may become a vital part of rehabilitation programs for people recovering from muscle loss due to illness or inactivity. In practical terms, even small amounts can be powerful. Just a spoonful added to a daily meal provides a concentrated dose of protein and leucine, helping the body maintain or rebuild muscle. Over time, these small daily boosts can translate into noticeable improvements in strength, balance, and independence. In summary, dried fish powder may be one of the most underrated yet effective protein sources in the world. With its unmatched protein density, high leucine content, and superior digestibility, it offers older adults a chance to fight back against muscle loss in a way that few other foods can. It is practical, versatile, and backed by science. For those seeking to stay strong, mobile, and independent well into their later years, this simple, humble powder may be the single most powerful ally you can add to your diet. As we come to the end of this journey through the top 10 protein-rich foods, it's clear that while eggs have long been celebrated as the king of protein, they are far from the only option, and certainly not the most powerful one, especially for older adults. What began with a simple morning habit of boiling eggs has turned into a lesson with life-changing implications. The truth is, once we pass the age of 60, our bodies demand more than tradition and old dietary advice can provide. We need protein sources that are not only abundant but also efficient, digestible, and supported by science to preserve strength and vitality. Think about what we've discovered. Greek yogurt, with its creamy texture and nearly double the protein of eggs, gives both comfort and muscle support. Chickpeas and quinoa prove that plants can provide not only protein, but also fiber, minerals, and complete amino acids that rebuild strength from the inside out. Pumpkin seeds and hemp seeds show how small, natural foods can deliver minerals and omega fatty acids that keep muscles contracting smoothly, joints flexible, and inflammation under control. Tempeh demonstrates the unique power of fermentation, where both the gut and the muscles benefit, while spirulina, the humble algae, delivers almost magical levels of protein and anti-inflammatory compounds. Seitan, sometimes called wheat meat, rivals steak in protein, but with far easier digestion, while Parmesan cheese reveals how aging can actually transform food into something even more bioavailable and supportive of muscle growth. Finally, dried fish powder, the unexpected champion, provides unmatched protein density and leucine content, offering real, measurable improvements in muscle mass for seniors without pills or complicated diets. All of these foods point to the same truth. Maintaining strength, independence, and energy after 60 is not a matter of luck or genetics. It is a matter of nourishment and choice. Every bite we take can either move us closer to weakness and frailty or toward resilience and vitality. And the good news is that the solutions are not extreme. They are simple, everyday foods, some familiar, others new, that can be added easily to our routines. A spoonful of yogurt here, a sprinkle of seeds there, a handful of legumes in a soup, or a touch of fish powder in a stew. Small steps, repeated daily, create remarkable results over time. The danger of protein deficiency in older age is real, but often silent. Muscles do not vanish overnight. They fade slowly, making walking harder, balance weaker, and independence more fragile. Yet science has shown us that this process is not inevitable. With the right foods, we can slow it down, stop it, and in some cases, even reverse it. The body, even in its later decades, still responds when we give it the fuel it craves. So the question now is simple. Which of these foods will you try first? Will you swap your regular breakfast for Greek yogurt, experiment with quinoa in your dinner, or sprinkle hemp seeds on your salad? Will you explore the rich flavor of Parmesan or embrace the practicality of dried fish powder? Each choice you make can be a step toward protecting your independence, keeping your muscles strong, and allowing you to enjoy the freedom of movement and energy that makes life fulfilling at any age. The message is clear. Staying strong after 60 is not about luck. It is about knowledge, intention, and action. You now know that there are foods out there, better than eggs, richer than tradition, that can support you in ways you may never have imagined. The next step is yours to take.